Hey guys, I'm SlendySlayer, and this is SlendySlayer Reviews Things, the video. This is probably going to be the only video you will ever see on this channel, but since I finally have 100 followers, and then lost 2, but then gained 1 more, so we're back at 100. Math. Not good at it. Anyway, figured I would do a quick review video of my top 10 things. And this will probably just be me rambling incessantly, as all of my reviews are, so you've been warned. Also, these reviews will probably contain spoilers, because I'm not going to go all spoiler-free in my ramblings. So there are links in the bottom, go read the blogs, and then come back. I'll wait. Okay, you back? Let's go. So first one we're going to talk about is Afraid at Home, because that was the first one that I saw and read and was like, oh my god, this is the best thing that has ever happened to my life ever. And honestly, this was a good example of one that did everything right. I mean, they really did. Everyone nowadays does the whole like, ooh, how do I make my character interesting? Split personalities and repressed memories and oh my god, I'm so edgy, but they're not really good at it. They're not. It's just facts of life. This guy actually did the whole split personality, repressed memory thing well. I mean, the guy who we're seeing isn't actually the real guy. He's like the split personality that was created when the Slender Man saved the real guy's life, and so your split personality is actually you and you're just some thing created by the Slender Man. Ha! Bet no one ever thought of that one! And the vlog was actually pretty good, like the video bits, because you wouldn't think, you know, you would try anything like that, because you have to have one person playing the 2 characters, and who's really that good at anything? So most people try to go the lazy route with this, and they're like, ooh, I'll make another blog, or I'll write in a different color, and then you'll see that there are 2 different people, because I'm so clever. And this guy was like, fuck that. I am going to play both personalities of this character. Ha! And yeah, it was good. There is a sequel to it. It has a sequel. Sequels are cool. I like the sequel. Sort of. It's still sort of developing. It has some really crappy poetry if you're into crappy poetry. And it's got this big ARG thing coming, and I actually like submitted a video for it, so I feel like I'm involved, and that makes me feel good. And it's also got like Plague Doctor masks and Rake-like things coming in, so it might be going Fear, which would also be cool, because I do like the Fears. Next! Oh, speaking of Fears, the Puppets game. Oh, I liked Puppets game. It was my first Fear blog before I knew what a Fear blog was. Well, not really a blog, it's multiple blogs. It was my first Fear story before I knew what Fears were. And yet, I still enjoyed it, so I think that tells you something good about the story, if I liked it without even knowing what the hell it was. The reader interaction was cool, and some of the rewards were a little weird, like the dog. That was also kind of creepy, but interesting. I liked Grace. Another one of those split personality things, which was kind of weird. And then it was developed more in the second one, which actually just sort of made it even weirder. Yeah, it was... yeah. The big twist was good. The very ending, and I mean, it was absolutely tragic and sad, and I'm sure if I knew who the wooden girl was, I would have seen this coming, but I mean... it was a very sad ending, and I liked it. And that's probably says a bad thing about my character, but you know what? That's not the point right now. I guess I have to give an honorable mention to the sequel, because of how elaborate it was, and how there were so many things, and they made up, like, all of these minor characters and relation things, and it was very interesting. Not as good, but it has to get points for being very well planned out. That's seeking truth. I can't do that right now. That will make me cry, and I don't want to cry, because it's not even afternoon yet. What can I do next? Ooh, Cotton on Sleeping. I like Cotton on Sleeping. Cotton on Sleeping is good, and it is wonderful. And yeah, like, you can tell this is good, because when I first reviewed it, I didn't even comment on how it was made. I was just like, oh my god, the story and the character and Natalie, and oh my god, and the things, and then I was like, also good editing, and puppets, and other things, and video. Butterflies. Kind of, like, I like you guys. You're cool. But I kind of get lost in that part because, like, it's a nice big ARG and the butterflies, but I just kind of feel like, I don't know, it makes me feel left out of the story. Because I can go in and read, you know, your chat logs and see what's going on story-wise, or what you think might be story, and what might just be trolls and mirror people, and I don't even know anymore, but I don't know. I'd rather just sit and watch videos. But, you know. You guys enjoy it, and you guys seem like cool people, and I follow a couple of you, so no hate. No. No, I'm not doing it. I refuse. Come back later. Stupid blog and its feels. Ooh, Wheels Within Wheels. Okay, I like this one. This one, like, the fact that the entire story was in a loop, and it just kept going through the same thing over and over, was cool, because it was handled well. Because, yes, the guy was basically writing the same story, but you could see the changes that were made. Like, he didn't remember having done it before, but it was like he knew, subconsciously, that he'd done it before. And it was cool. And then when we see, like, how long he's been going through this, it's just like, what? And yeah. And yeah. The ending. But that was more just me wanting there to be more of the wonderful bloggy-ness etude stuff, and then there wasn't, and then I was sad, and yeah. Speaking of awesome split personality, maybe not split personality, same thing happening again, except not really, what's real, what's not, what's made up, what's your delusion, which is another one of those things that everyone likes to do, but no one does well. Here's one that did well, and you all know I was going to talk about it, because if you've read my blog, you know that I loved it, and I freaked out, and I needed more, and then you told me there was more, and then I was happy, and then he wrote another thing, which I also read, which is mentioned later, and I'm not going to talk about that now, because they're not actually related, but these two are related, and so I'm going to talk about them. And yeah, Dreams in Darkness. It was good. A little bit of a mindfuck, except not really. It just sort of had that, you know, ending that made you go, was this real? Was this guy just delusional? Is this a cover-up? And then you kind of just go, actually, that just kind of feels like you didn't know how to end it, and you were like, fuck it, it wasn't real, leave me alone. But then, whoosh, the sequel made me like, I can't even, this is the only gesture that could explain what that sequel did to my brain. Like, that is, but it was wonderful. It was wonderful. Because when I first started reading it, I was like, okay, dude, I loved the story, but I don't need to read your blog about how you wrote the story. Stop being awkward. And then it was like, the ex-girlfriend from the first blog was in the comment, and you were just like, what? When did you get here? What is going on right now? Except not really, except that there was this one guy who commented and was just like, wait, I'm confused. Is this real or not? And I was like, my feelings exactly, random stranger. And yeah, and then there was the things and the journal with the, like, the arsonist and the dude and the different things and the girlfriend and the, like, the cult and the maze and the tunnels, and your brain just kind of goes, and yeah. I like mindfucks that are well done, in case you hadn't noticed. And if they're not well done, I just kind of sit there and I'm just like, you tried. Anyway, an honorable mention here with the mindfuck what's real, what's not real metablog thing goes to the Fear Mythos, the blog, which just have to say really fucked up my tagging processes. But this one is the metablog that starts out with like, hey, we made up the fears because we're so clever. And then it's like, well, the fears aren't real. Oh, wait, yes, they are. And they're real because we made them up. And we made them up because they're real. And yeah. It only gets an honorable mention because from the beginning you could totally see where this was going. But the whole they're real because we believe they're real thing has been done. But the whole we made them up because they were real already thing was kind of cool. And it's a theme I like, that, Slendy and his happy tree friend exist because we think they do, like gods and taxes and... Ooh, 100-yard stare. Okay. This one was short, but there's going to be more of it, I've been told, which is cool. And it was also good short, because it was all, like, compressed, and there wasn't any boring filler nonsense, and any of the, like, filler that there was actually, like, advanced the plot, and backstory, and character development, and good stuff, and in this one, the Slender Man is a disease, but not really a disease, it's kind of like a... If you, like, know about him, you're, like, infected, and then he comes after you, and you can infect other people by making them know about him, and... I mean, it's not a new concept, but it was cool. Also, it had all female leads, except for the proxy. And the female leads don't die off. And they aren't just love interest girlfriend things. Which is important. I mean, honestly, it did like the best thing ever, where it had female leads, and the one chick had a boyfriend, and she infected and killed her boyfriend. Spoilers. I told you there would be spoilers. Do not judge me. This is good. I appreciate this. As a girl, I like female characters that aren't just love interests that are only there to motivate male characters. Take notes. Actually, again, I know it's not over. I've been told that it's not over. But the ending part, where she posts up that video about how Slender Man's an infection, and she's like, that's why we put up all these videos. It was wonderful, because normally people put these things up on the internet, and you're like, why the fuck would you put this up on the internet? What is wrong with you, you stupid whore? And it's like, oh hey, we did this to save our own asses and infect you all and get you all killed by the Slender Man. And I'm like, good on you, girls.